Real estate professionals mindset. In today's video, we want to talk a little bit about mindset from the perspective of real estate professionals and kind of where either your mindset is or what could you be doing to be 10 steps ahead if you're going to get into this business to make sure that you have the right mindset to have success for future growth of your business. And how do I know the information I'm about to give you? I've been in the business for about almost 11 years. Liftoff Agents, the marketing company for real estate professionals. And we've been helping agents start, ramp, and or scale the real estate business over the course of the past 11 years. I've met well over 16,000 plus agents. We have almost 270 agents in 17 states across the country, and I've closed about 95% of the business. So I've met thousands of real estate professionals, and I want to give to you straight from all of the years of me being in the business and all the different mindsets that I've actually came across is what gave me the motivation to do today's video. So stay to the end because we're going to go ahead and give you some freebies to help you lift off your real estate business. And by the end of the video, you'll be able to put everything together to really think to yourself, where are you at as far as have you been in the business for a while? Can you identify it based off some of these mindsets? Or could you potentially, if you're going to be getting in the business, stay away from some of the mindset, okay? So I'm going to tell you what 99% of licensed real estate professionals have as far as a mindset, and that is coming from the perspective of I'm working in the business instead of working on the business. And so they trade their time for money. So the first piece of advice when it comes to mindset is make sure that you get to a point where you no longer have to work in the business, you can work on the business. Let me better explain. A lot of licensed real estate professionals want to work with buyers, want to work with sellers. They want to film content, post on social media. Maybe you're on YouTube. Maybe you're doing mailers, maybe you're door knocking, but you're on the business doing that, but then working in the business, doing the buyer consult, doing the seller consult, signing of contracts, right? And so if you're trying to work on and in the business and your mindset is that you need to work harder to be able to have more success, that first piece of advice for you is that you don't have to work more in order to make more. Okay, what I've learned over the years of being in a real estate marketing industry, I know that we're doing marketing services. I just believe that every type of business is very transferable and they're relatable. So you can actually take things I'm telling you from this perspective of me being a CEO at Liftoff Agent and apply it to your real estate business. And what I mean by that is that in the next year and a half, my intention is to not have to work in the business anymore. I could just work on the business. So that means I'll have a sales division, we have our web division, we have our video division, we have our social division, and the HR. The company will then continue to grow itself. Now, I'll give you some advice from the perspective of a real estate professional. We have someone that we just interviewed, and you can go ahead and watch his interview. It's going to be Jesse and Jackson with Channel Junkies. Jesse talked about how he went from $5 million to $50+ million in transaction volume from going from the perspective of working in his business because he was the best closer bar none to then working on his business. And then any leads that came from, say, their YouTube channel, their website that we built for them, they basically hand it off to their team. So they have like a buyer specialist, they have a selling specialist. So the first piece of advice coming from mindset is get your mind out of the thought process of you have to work in your business, you have to work on your business, and you have to work harder in order for you to see additional money or success. And that traditionally comes from the fact that a lot of us, myself included, work 9 to 5s. And when you work a 9 to 5 and you put in and you clock in and you put in that work, you get paid for that work. So technically you're going to get paid 20, 30, 40, whatever it is per hour times the amount of hours. And then if you work nights, weekends, holidays, whatever the time is, well, they'll give you like time and a half, or you can work overtime. Then you're trading that time for money. And a lot of times individuals could be like yourself, if you can relate to this, you're coming from a 9 to 5, or you're working part-time with your 9 to 5 to go into real estate. And that's where I love the idea of then doing passive prospecting. That's where I love the idea to automate your business utilizing technology. That's where I love the idea of having a guide guide that can guide you, like a beginner's guide to guide you through the process of maximizing, say, YouTube, and then having content out there that builds know, like, trust, which is a parasocial relationship. We also did a video on that as well. You can check out talking about what is a parasocial relationship, where then you don't actually have to even trade your time with phone calls, text messages, and emails. Imagine the possibility of being able to have that happen. The second thing is that you have to do everything, right? You are the person that can do everything, and no one else can do it any better than you. It doesn't matter if it's making calls, closing deals, social postings, talking to customers. You are the person, okay? And you have a hard time being able to say, I can trust him or I can trust her to delegate the activities. So is that you? Do you feel that you have to do everything within your business? You have a hard time delegating items to someone else within an organization like Liftoff Agent, or trying to hire someone? Do you feel that you basically have to do everything? And point one, feeling that you need to trade your time for money and you have to work more to make more, ties in with part number two, having a hard time being able to delegate and be able to give responsibilities to other individuals. Now, there are people that trade their time for money that can delegate, but I believe that those that are having a hard time being able to let go and want to have all 100% control of your business, it's going to be really hard for you to be able to scale, to grow, and you're probably someone who's trading your time for money. My idea behind this, and this is my message to you, it's better to make 50% of 100 people's efforts instead of 100% of your own efforts, right? And that's after now being in the business for 10 plus years and having just shy of 20 people behind the scenes with us here at Liftoff Agent. So you got to get past thinking that you need to work more to earn more. You got to be able to delegate. When it comes to delegation, literally just grab like a piece of paper, a notepad, and literally just do a line down the center and just write all the things that you love to do and write all the things that you don't love to do, and then delegate the things that you don't want to do, and it'll help you tremendously. Okay. I want to talk about the third mindset. You don't see the value in paying a service provider to do something for you. Maybe you think you could build your own website. Maybe you think you could do your own social media. And maybe you feel that it makes more sense to then, instead of delegate to another organization that specializes specifically in like marketing your business, you feel like it makes the most sense to be able to do everything yourself. And this ties in with a coach too. Maybe you don't want to hire a coach because you want to do it yourself and you think that you know better than someone else. Then you also want to build your own team, have your own systems and processes. So you're having a hard time, like, maybe not delegating, but you're having a hard time trusting. So are you someone that has a hard time trusting? And having a hard time trusting can tie into delegation. You have a hard time being able to let go, right? And being able to say, you know what, like, I'm going to not need to do everything myself, because there's those individuals on the second point that has to do everything themselves and they have to work harder. Then there's the individuals that basically want to do like everything themselves, as far as even hiring and firing and HR and dealing with the SOPs, the KPIs, and all the extras. So who are you? Are you okay with just saying, hey, I'm going to just delegate it, I don't even care? Or are you someone that wants to basically do everything yourself? Point is that you're going to have a hard time scaling because there's only one of you and you don't have a partner. If you have a partner, this helps. But if you don't have a partner, that's going to be a lot of work. Instead of just hiring a company like Liftoff Agent that can delegate 70, 80, 90% of the activities, and then you have a transaction coordinator, you have like a marketing company, and then basically all you have to do is your appointments and make your calls, and it makes it super simple. So you have to just find out what is going to be that balance. Okay. So first off, you don't have to work harder to earn more. The second point is you don't have to do everything yourself. It's okay to delegate. The third point is spend that time just working with your clients and then delegate it to a company. You don't have to do everything yourself. Making an investment in your real estate business. I would highly recommend, over the years of my experience, is that you're going to want to delegate and you're going to want to just basically put together a budget. So every transaction, 5 to 10%, put it aside to hire someone like a transaction coordinator, hire like, your marketing person if you want to do things in-house, hire a company or goal set for a company you want to work with. So who are you? Out of those 4 different types of individuals, who are you? Do you feel like you have to work harder to make more money? Do you feel like you can't delegate tasks because no one can do it better than you? Do you feel like you don't want to work with anyone outside of your organization that you're building. So you have to hire, you have to fire, you have to go all over the place with that. And last but not least, when it comes to spending the money, do you feel like it doesn't make sense to spend money because you want to basically keep the money internally for yourself, and you don't think that it makes sense to invest? Because I can tell you one thing right now, if you can get past these 4 different things, you're going to go a lot further and a lot faster. Now, since you stayed to the end, we have PDF downloads for free for you. So I would recommend 10 game-changing tools for your website, YouTube beginner guide, how to automate your business with technology, A through Z, intro video, how to film that, and how to niche down in real estate. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guides I would recommend. Each one of them comes with a YouTube video you could watch, a guide you could download, so you can have more success with this process. Thanks so much for your time. God bless. It's lunch. Gotta go. Appreciate you. Subscribe, like the video, notification bell, comment below with what was one takeaway that you actually found valuable that you can apply to your business, and we'll see you on the next one.